Εδώ είμαστε φίλες και φίλοι, γκολ χωρίς σύνορα μέρος δεύτερον και περνάμε στην πολύ ενδιαφέρουσα συνέντευξη που παραχώρησε ο Steele στον Νίκο Παγκάκη. Ο Βρετανός τερματοφύλακας ήρθε αθόρυβα στην Ελλάδα και το ίδιο αθόρυβα κέρδισε και την θέση βασικού στον Παναθηναϊκό, κέρδισε την εμπιστοσύνη του Γιάννη Αναστασίου. Καλός τερματοφύλακας με σωστές λαβές, πολύ ικανός στη γραμμή του τέρματος. Ο Steele είπε στον Νίκο Παγκάκη πολλά και ενδιαφέροντα για τη ζωή του στην Ελλάδα, τι του αρέσει στο ελληνικό ποδόσφαιρο και ποιοι είναι οι στόχοι του βεβαίως με τον Παναθηναϊκό. Steele στον γκολ χωρίς σύνορα.
He certainly was the one who saw me in training. That's true. When I went at 17, and he spoke with my family and with me a lot before I signed, and he had the plans in his head. But I know, since then he seems to, my injury at 19 seemed to put me back quite a lot. But no, he's been fantastic ever since I've known him. I have a lot of respect for him, admiration. Certainly, I think the Greek league is a lot stronger than I thought, and people in England probably aren't aware of the strength of a lot of the teams, and even the lower teams who we play are a higher standard than I think a lot of people knew. But I think the first thing is the fans. The passion here is unbelievable, and although English fans they love their football and they think they're passionate, it's nothing on the level that I've seen at certain times here, which is fantastic because it's something that the players like playing in front of. Like I've said before, it is a shame that the fans don't get to mix as much as probably in England, and there's a lack of children I think that go to the games sometimes here, what I've seen. But obviously the speed in England is fantastic at the moment. The Premier League is so strong. You have players from all around the world, and some of the best players in the world. And I'm feeling good. Everybody in England knows of Panathinaikos and the other big club, but playing here, it's sort of hit home how big it really is. When I've spoke to my family and friends and they've seen pictures, they can't quite believe the magnitude of the games that we've played in, especially the big ones. And I think when we travel the country and we play in other cities, it's similar to when I was at Manchester and we'd go somewhere even 3-4 hours away, there'd be a lot of fans from that club, and here is no different. When we get off the plane around Greece and that, I can't believe how many fans there are. And speaking to people back in England, all of a sudden I know now there's plenty of Panathinaikos fans in England. So, we're not one of them who's making excuses. I certainly aren't making excuses about budgets and, saying that we should be behind them at all. We're chasing them, we want to be ahead of them. And at the moment we see it that they're slightly better at the moment because they have the points. And there's no harm in admitting that. But, like we said, we've not played fantastic in every game. And we know we can do a bit better. I'm sure they say the same, but it's going to be very tight. In Europe, we took an early exit, but already I can tell that the last 3 games were better than the first 3. I think there was a lot of tension and the lads were excited to play, but I don't think they really believed, and that came from the coach's mouth. I think if we started the Europa League next week with the same group, I think we'd do better. I know we would do better. No, it's good. It's good that there's a good combination of ages, with some with lots of experience and some with none. I know they achieved something very good last year with the cup and the playoffs, and that's raised the bar for this team, for my team. So I think when I first come, like I said, the technical side of things was very high. I thought there was a lot of good players, and that was nice to see because they want to play football, especially from the back. And the coach has stressed to us a few times that, you know, we're a squad, we're not just a team. A team is 11, a squad is everybody. The derby was fantastic experience for me. I played in a few big derbies and I've seen a lot of English derbies, but the hostility and atmosphere can't really compare to that. You know, it was fantastic to play in such a crazy atmosphere. There's a few close calls with some fireworks, but apart from that, it was fine. You know, I enjoyed the challenge of, you know, just staying calm, staying focused and doing my job. At the end of the day, I'm looking forward to seeing now the reverse side of the coin, and for them to come to our ground, which I've heard is again fantastic. And, you know, I don't expect anything less than from the fans. My family are coming from England for this game, so I know the fans won't let them down on the atmosphere front. So we have to make sure that going into a match like that, we're in a position to achieve something, and then it'll be even bigger. That would be fantastic because then more pressure will be put on us, which I think is good. It's good for the players. Begin to love the club, you know, and it's only been a few months, so I can assure you, whoever we play against, especially them, we'll be giving everything we've got, and that goes for every game in the future. You know, when I first came, I was aware of him from last year and his stats, which is fantastic. And, you know, we need to look after our players, and he is very important. You know, everybody said this, and he's a talented player because, you know, I've seen a lot of football, but the way he holds the ball up, it just shows that strength is not as important as people say, and it's all about knowing where the player is and the experience that he has, his touch and that. He's fantastic, and I think he's sort of perfect example, attitude and the way he trains to the younger players. So not only is he fantastic for us, so for me he's fantastic. He's a really good guy, and, you know, if we keep him fit, I think he can be dangerous again for the team. It's strange. When they talk to me now, even the journalists, they expect me to leave after a few months, and I said, look, I stayed at Barnsley for 6.5, 7 years. I'm not the sort that usually jumps around clubs very easily.